What is up? It is a hot one today. Last week, the little camera holder thing on my tripod broke. My main camera person is down at the pool playing with her friends. So if you have been coming for the video quality, this is probably going to be the last straw for you. But if you're coming for good workouts, I got a treat for you. I like this one. It's real simple to keep track of. Lots of core body engagement, lots of focusing on stability and really getting all of the muscles working together to create a good, stable body in order to perform the exercise from. So we have strength in an unstable environment, and that's really what you're after if you're looking to get better at sports or just moving around in general, is to create your own stability by the positioning and the synergistics of your body. Make sure all your body is working together in the same direction. So all 5 exercises, bear crawl position. Now, if you are good and strong at the bear crawl position, then you can do these from the engaged position, and that is hands, wrists right below shoulders, and toes, knees right below hips, and up tall on the toes. If you want to start out, or maybe if you need to finish up, if you're starting to get a little weaker late into the exercises, late into the reps, late into the sets, you can transition to a knees on the ground bear, and that's going to be a great way to get some more quality reps in, because what we don't want to do as we start to fail in these exercises is we don't want our hips going side to side as we're manipulating the band. So if you feel yourself losing stability in this bear position, I want you to go ahead and put your knees down, swallow your pride, get some good quality reps in, come back again next week or the week after and be a little bit stronger at it. So our bear position, really what we're doing is we're twisting around. I've got a nice low anchor here. I'm going to start facing my anchor is right in front of me. I'm going to get into my bear position. I'm going to do this engaged. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep myself as square as possible. And I'm pulling the band, driving the elbow back. If I need to back up a little bit more to get some more attention, I'm pulling the elbow back. All of these exercises are unilateral, and we'll try to do all of them from both sides. Now, some of the visual cues I want to look at while I'm here, it's great to watch the band coming back and forth, that's super, but I want you also to pay attention to your knees. You want to have your knees in line with your feet. You don't want to sway them out, tilt them, and we want to have knees below hips. We don't want turning. That's the stability that we're working on. So make sure you're checking back frequently to make sure that your knees are below your hips, your feet are in line with your knees, and your knees are nice and low for that good right angle. So the first one, we're facing it, we're pulling it on both sides. For the second one, we're going to come and we're going to get to the side of it. Now it's really your choice if you want to grab the band and pull it underneath your arm and behind it, or if you want to back up a little bit and come in front of it. A little different torque on the body, similar exercise. Really I recommend, as always, mix it up. So for this one, same thing. We want to get into that bear position, knees below hips. You can see I'm already kind of out of kilter, so I want to try to squeeze the hips, get squared down, and now I want to pull across. I'm not flaring out, just driving with the elbow and pulling across. And that's torquing my side here, so I got my obliques engaged. My hips are having to try to work to keep everything square. For the next one, we're going to come around, we're going to get this band behind us. I'm going to grab this band. You may need to get a little closer. You may need a longer band. You may need a longer anchor to do these. Just make it work for you. For this one, we're going to go ahead and push it away from the anchor, away from our bear. So same thing. Wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. I get engaged and I want to push outward. Obviously those first exercises we were working on pulls. Now we're pushing away, getting a little extension, but the same cues. I want to make sure that my knees are even and low down there. I want to make sure that my shoulder is right over top of my wrist, knees, feet, hips. Try to keep them all in line, and that happens right here in the middle. You've got to keep this turned on the whole time. For the fourth position, again, we're going to get it behind us. I'm going to get my shorter band here. Whoop. Because this time, we're going to pull it forward. So, I've got it down here. You can do this beside your legs if you're more comfortable with that. I like to do it in between. It's really, variations on the same exercise. All the same cues, knees below hips, feet in line with knees, lots of right angles everywhere. Back nice and flat like a table. I want to get up and get engaged, and I'm just pulling it up here like an upright row. Squeezing, I can feel my belly has to be turned on this whole time. Pulling the band up, driving the elbow up and out. So it looks like this from the front. Just like an upright row, but I have an unstable position that I'm working from. Now, for the last one, we get to have a little bit of fun because we're going to get it behind us, and again, beside your legs, in between your legs. It really makes no difference. You can do it both ways. I'm going to do this one the other way just because I am over here. For this one, we're going to have a little bit more fun. We're going to need a little bit more bend because we got a long range of motion. Because what I want to do is take it all the way from back here, get a little tension there, from back here to out front. You might call this like a snatch in weightlifting where we're pulling the bar up and snapping the hips, but there is no hip snap because we are already in this precarious, unstable position. We have 3 points of contact. They're awkwardly placed. So what I'm having to do is create that explosion from my upper body and squeezing and stabilizing at the middle. So in practice, it's going to look just like this. I will go ahead and get underneath. Might be a little more comfortable that way. I'm going to go up and out. And obviously, we've got to create some momentum here to get that snap out there. So that exercise is going to have a whole different feel to it in terms of its metabolic effect. That one should really wear you out. It should be going fast. Rip it up. Rip it up. Rip it up. Whereas the other 4 exercises, you've got to really stabilize, get yourself centered, still, focus in on your core, pull that band, slowly release while maintaining that balance. It's going to be real easy to pull that thing or pull it this way if you're going to twist and sway and bob at the hips. But the goal is to get a slow, controlled extension of the band, and as the band is retracting back, you're going to control that too, and you've got to control it in the middle so that everything stays nice and in line. Want those perfect right angles at the knees, at the hips, your back is nice and flat, everything stable. So go light on the weight, go slow on the exercises, and control the motion from the middle of your body. This is a core workout that is disguised as an arm workout. We're moving our arms like crazy, but the weights are not that heavy. Your shoulders are going to be a little tired, but it's really your middle when you wake up the next day that's going to say, well, we did something yesterday. Now, that is 5 exercises. Usually I give a little bit more. They're all unilateral, so you have to go through all of them twice, so that might be 10 sets, depending on how you're counting. When I did this cycle the other day, I ripped through it pretty fast in about 9 or 10 minutes per cycle. So if you want to get through this thing pretty quickly, it can be a good 30-minute workout. If you feel like you want to add some more exercises, I got 2 quick and easy additions for you. The first one is the bear squat. We all know our bear position by now. This one's going to turn the legs on and give your shoulder a break. Again, the toes go down and the hips go up, and we are tall on the toes. And then kind of in that same vein of being like a bear, being on the ground and being able to see me, because the camera is propped up on a box of ices, is we are going to go with our glute bridges, either double or single leg, so that the first set of exercises, our legs are working, but it's kind of that isometric contraction where everything is just still and holding place. For the next 2, we can get the backs of the legs, we can get the front of the legs with a little bit of motion. So we've got our 5 bear exercises, the pull across, then we're going to push it, then we're going to do that upright row, and then we're going to snap it out there. That is 5 bear exercises. You got to do them on each side, and then we can do the bear squats and the glute bridges if we feel like we need a little bit more work. All right, it's a good one. It's going to make your body feel like you did a lot with a lot more than just the arms that you're using to move those bands. I hope that you enjoy the workout. Tear it up.